No symbol. The general prohibition sign, also known informally as the no symbol, do not sign, circle-backslash symbol, nay interdictory circle, prohibited symbol, don't do it symbol, or universal no, is a red circle with a 45-degree diagonal line inside the circle from upper left to lower right. It is overlaid on appearance. According to the ISO standard and also under a UK statutory instrument, the red area must take up at least 35% of the total area of the sign within the outer circumference of the prohibition sign. Under the UK rules, the width of a no symbol is 80%, the height of the printed area. For computer display and printing, the symbol is supported in Unicode by combining elements rather than with individual code points. See below. Uses: motor vehicle traffic signage. The prohibition symbol is used on traffic signs so that drivers can interpret traffic laws quickly while driving. For example, no left turn or no right turn, no U-turn, no parking English or no estacionar Spanish, road closed to vehicles Japan, road closed to vehicles Germany, but typical in Europe. Non-motor traffic. The symbol's use is not limited to informing drivers of motorized vehicles and is commonly used for other forms of traffic. No horse riding. No bicycles. No pedestrians. General prohibitions and warnings. The symbol is used for non-traffic purposes to warn or prohibit certain activities. No smoking with symbol of a lit cigarette. Or no littering with symbol of person littering or of litter. No swimming with symbol of swimmer in water underneath. Packaging and products. It is also used on packages sent through the mail and sealed boxes of merchandise that are sold in stores. Using a graphical symbol is useful to convey important warnings regardless of language. For example, breakable, do not drop. Keep away from magnetic fields in product documentation. The symbol may be accompanied by drawings of the product being threatened by the prohibited items, for instance, a cartoon of a floppy disk being menaced by horseshoe magnets. It is also used on clothing, linens, and other household products to indicate the care, treatment, or cleaning of the item. For example, do not iron. Promotional and advertising. Some companies use the prohibition sign when describing the services they offer, e.g. an insect deterrent spray brand symbol showing the prohibition sign over a mosquito. The Ghostbusters logo is a fictional example of this, although it uses a mirror image of the symbol with the slash going from upper right down to lower left. International standards. The official prohibition sign design characteristics are governed by regional and international standards. The symbol's canonical definition comes from the International Organization for Standardization, which published ISO 3864-1 in 2002, a revision of a standard first published in 1984. The current version was published in 2011. ISO 3864-1 sets the rules for the color, shape, and dimensions of safety signage. The regulations include the incorporation of text and pictograms with reference to materials used, sign size, and viewing conditions. The introduction includes language on the need for using as few words as possible to convey information. Design specifics. The 3864 standard defines the color and design for the prohibition symbol. The verbal definition reads circle with diagonal bar with a red safety color, a white contrast color, and black for the graphical symbol, i.e. the pictogram. Dimensions per 3864-1. The symbol is defined as a circle, with the circular band having a thickness of 10% of the outer diameter of the circle. The inner diagonal line has a thickness of 8% of the outer diameter of the circle, i.e. 80% of the circle's line width. The diagonal is centered in the circle and at a 45-degree angle going from upper left to lower right. It is recommended to have a white outside border that is 2.5% to 5% of the outer diameter of the circle. The circle and line are red. The background is white, and the pictogram or descriptive text is black. Color red per 3864-1, 1, none. The standard defines the range of CIE-XY chromacity coordinates for the color red to be used, relative to the CIE 1931 2DEG standard observer. They also list equivalent colors for various common color systems, such as Munsell, defining red as Munsell 75 or 4/14, relative to CSS colors for the web and sRGB, and assuming a white background of #FFF, the red color should be no lighter than #80,000 and no darker than #0, with #B0 being a useful choice in terms of good contrast and color. Variations. Non-conforming designs. Despite the fact that the ISO standard is freely available, it is not uncommon for graphic artists to improvise on a particular color and dimensions. As a result, there is a wide variation of the symbol in common use, for instance using a lower contrast red. For example, compare a non-conforming example with drawn using the ISO standard. Alternate or regional design differences. Unicode and fonts. Unicode combining character. The Unicode code point for the prohibition sign is U+20A0 combining enclosing circle-backslash. It is a combining character, which means that it appears on top of the character immediately before it. Example: putting W and #X20A0 will display the letter W inside the prohibition sign W. In fonts, the symbol appears in a number of different fonts, such as Arial, Unicode, MS, and in dingbat fonts, such Webdings and Wingdings too. These are not necessarily combining characters. In the case of Webdings and Wingdings too, the character encoding does not match the Unicode standard, so if these fonts are not present on the user's system, the symbol may not render correctly. This is particularly an issue in web pages. If the page designer wishes to use Webdings, for instance, it is important to provide the font resource via the css@import font face command. Similar appearing symbols. Many fonts provide glyphs that look very similar to the prohibited symbol. The math symbol U+29 bait circled reverse solidus in particular is difficult to distinguish from the prohibited symbol. U+29B0 reversed empty ACT is another, though both of these have limited font support. There is much greater font support for the following similar-looking math symbols and glyphs: U+2298, circle division slash Hessian, 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 slash slash division slash U+2205 empty set, U+2297 circled times, U+2296 circled minus s, U+229D circled dash, cold dash, circled dash, cold dash, cold dash, cold dash, U+3F4 Greek capital fetus symbol, U+4 O Cyrillic capital letter barred O. Regarding the last two, many fonts provide these glyphs as perfect circles, which if rotated 45 deg essentially matches the look of the prohibited symbol. The Cyrillic capital barred O has greater font support than the Greek capital theta. Emoji versions. There are also several prohibition sign emojis. U+1 F6 prohibited, U+26D4, no entry, no entry, no entry, or no entry, or no entry. U+1 F232 Japanese, sign meaning prohibited. U+1 F6 no littering. U+1 F6 bone non-potable water. U+1 F6B7 no pedestrians. U+1 F4 F5 no mobile phones. U+2 B55 circle mark